I'm building a global database of flood events by type of flooding. Riverine floods, flash floods. Good luck with that. We just filed our last disaster under all of the above. That's not a category. It was that kind of flood. All floods can be clearly categorized. That's the beauty of it. It tells us how they form and what damage to expect. Let's hear these categories. So, first, there are riverine floods, when the river overflows its banks because there is so much water flowing into a river from the upstream area, the local region, or both. So, for example, in Bangladesh, lots of water upstream can cause the Meghna River to flood nearby land. Right, so no one away from the river gets affected. Well, there could also be a pluvial flood if there's a huge dump of rainfall on land, and rain can also cause flash floods. What's the difference? Flash floods happen when tons of water falls from the sky and then moves really fast over land, like in the mountains of Peru. It's not in a river, just flowing very quickly over land. Pluvial floods are when rain falls on a flat area and doesn't drain. This happens in, let's say, some flat parts of Uganda, for example. I see. Coastal floods. Storm surge pushes seawater inland. Very straightforward. One example is the devastating storm surge from Typhoon Haiyan in the Philippines. And those never happen at the same time? Technically, they can. That's a compound event, two types of flooding at once. And can you have three at once? Well, hypothetically, you could. A storm could dump a lot of rain to cause flash flooding at the same time that it pushes ocean water onto land to cause storm surge. And if the storm moves over land, it might drop enough water over a big area to eventually fill up the rivers and cause a riverine flood. This sort of happened with Cyclone Idai in Mozambique. That sounds pretty messy to me. Like we might be mixing up your neat categorization. No, it's very clear. You can just have three different categories of flooding happening at the same time. And what if a dam bursts on top of that? And what if the sewers back up and overflow? Those are also floods. Still very clear. We can put names on everything and put everything in clear categories. For example, we have a name for floods that happen when lakes build up in the mountains and then suddenly burst. Those are called glacial lake outburst floods. At this point, it sounds less like a classification system and more like an academic exercise. But categorization matters. If we know the type, we can guess who's most at risk and plan better. Fair enough. I just think real-world floods don't read the manual.